Hey, everyone. I'm just going to wait for a couple people to jump on just so I know that I'm live and it's streaming appropriately. Um, I watched an interview. I watched an interview, and it just reminded me of some of the things that bothered me in this case. Now, prior to watching this interview, there was a Facebook post from back in February, I believe February 27th, that was made by Melissa Proudfoot. That would be Chris Proudfoot's sister. And in the statement, it it was odd. First of all, she said that they had been looking, and her words were, "We have been looking since 6:30 a.m. yesterday." Well, the dispatch call didn't happen until 6:33 a.m. and then, law enforcement took 10-15 minutes to get there. And so, again, that is his sister and mother being involved really, really early in the morning, which really kind of adds to possibly the credibility of statements that were made about seeing Kathy Bowersock's vehicle by Worshams. So I want your thoughts on that. I don't know if you saw her statement, and it was bizarre because it actually speculated that they were worried that he went and slept in the back seat of someone's car and went to their work and might have gotten out of their car at somebody's work, a random person, and then just decided to wander. It's just bizarre. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Um, the other thing was in this interview that I watched, I thought it was interesting that there's two perspectives given to a Facebook post that was in, I think it was like a neighborhood Facebook group. And in that neighborhood Facebook group, they were talking about the potential neighbor and their daughter that were walking, and they thought they saw Sebastian. And Katie commented, "Was he wearing shoes?" And one perspective was, well, if she asked that, she must have been telling the truth, that he left because she's asking if the person was wearing shoes, because if they weren't, it just had to be Sebastian. And then the other person saw it from a different perspective, that it was more from the damage control side of things, and to try to put out more corroboration to, her trying to tell this tale, because we know she's been very weird about the shoes. Law enforcement won't let me speculate on the shoes. Then it's, I won't speculate on the shoes. I'm not going to say how many pairs he has. I'm just going to say that they're all accounted for. The story changed and grew and evolved over interviews and background commentary. And then the last big point that I've struggled with from the very beginning in this case, that they two were talking about, was when you compare their situation versus like Gabby Petito's family, where you had all the parents, regardless of any strife or animosity that might have ever occurred. Even look at Madeline Soto, and I felt like Madeline Soto's biological father, when he finally spoke, was pretty kind about Jen Soto. And you have parents that could be worst of enemies that bond together because their child is the most important thing. And that is not the case here. It is all out war, as Tony Mathis says. The gloves are off, between these three parents, regardless if it's in Sebastian's interest or not, which says that the feelings between these adults and their relationships with one another are being put ahead of the interests of Sebastian, whether they intend it or not, by the things they do and the things they've said and continue to do and say. They are prioritizing their internal feelings and their internal needs before Sebastian's. And again, that may not be the intent, but that's actually what's happening. So at some point, you have to wonder about not the guilt or innocence of the parents necessarily, but the bond and the genuine attachment and love with Sebastian. So these are just my thoughts and opinions. I've really tried to be as quiet as possible lately because I've been trying to be more productive on other cases, and less involved in the drama. But I did want to just drop this out there just to get some of your thoughts and your feedback on what you think about those things. And yes, I did get a little caught up last night in the watching Nina live, fundraising using Cash Apps and GoFundMe's and PayPal and every means necessary to obtain gas, lodging, and everything else to be able to come and search for a missing woman, Emily, in Missouri. And I just don't believe that there is not a reputable organization that is near to that location that can assist, that doesn't need money raised to bring her there. And to bring her there, and you've got to put all this money out to get her there, and apparently she does this on a week by week basis, is my understanding. So it's done on a week by week basis. She said that is what she did in the Caleb Harris case, was she raised money on a week to week basis. So yeah, I don't know, that it was bothersome, but it is what it is. So I appreciate all of you tuning in. I have no idea what these comments are and who you guys are, or if you think I'm babbling about nothing and why you want me to take my glasses off, and what edging is odd. So yeah, I don't know. What? Yeah, I don't know what this is, or what. It's bizarre. So anyways, anybody that is following the Sebastian Rogers case and has any input on what I just actually talked about, please feel free to share your thoughts, your opinions, and your comments, and I would love to hear them. And because of these bizarre comments, I am done for now. Have a great day.